Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from the Missionaries of God's Love in Tustin, California, and today we're going to talk about how can I ask God to give me the best. But before we dive into this topic, let us prepare ourselves for this teaching and meditation. I invite you to find a quiet place to sit. Strain your back, relax your shoulders, and take a deep breath in. Invite the Holy Spirit to come to you. Lord, may I feel your presence throughout my day. Please guide me so I may be obedient to do whatever your will is. Guide me and show me how I can serve you today. So going back to the question, how can I ask God to give me the best? I mean, every time that I ask for God, sometimes I don't get what I want. For example, I may ask God, I would like a car, or I would like a better job, or I wish that Susie person would stop being so annoying. We tend to ask God for things like this, like, we ask God, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Can you help me with this? And it is great to ask God for things. But however, you need to notice what you're asking God for. Like, are you only asking God for things that are only beneficial for you? Or are you asking God to help you grow spiritually with Him? Or are you asking God questions like, how can I improve from this situation? How would you handle this situation, Lord? How can I learn more and more from you, God? Now, these are the kinds of questions that we should actually be asking God. Why? Because here we're developing a relationship with God and we're not so focused on ourselves. The key problem to whenever we ask God for things is that it's self-centered. It's only fulfilling my needs, my wants, and my desires. However, God does not always give us whatever we want and what we desire because a lot of the times we desire the wrong things. For example, I might really desire to eat chocolate every day. However, God would be like, no. That is really unhealthy and that will not make you happy, even if Elizabeth might think it makes her happy. A lot of the times we're just so stuck in our tunnel vision, thinking that what I want is the best. Like, I know what I want, so whatever I wish for has to be the best, right? No. Frequently, we are wrong. James 4 verses 3 through 4 explains how we tend to ask for things with the wrong intentions or with the wrong ideas. It reads, "When you ask, you do not receive, because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. You adulterous people! Don't you know that friendship with the world means enmity against God? Therefore, anyone who chooses to be a friend of the world becomes an enemy of God." Whoa, this is a strong passage. But let's start from the top. Verse 3 says that when we ask, we don't receive. And many of us might be like, whoa! Why is it saying that? I thought, based on other biblical passages, that it says, whenever I ask things from God, I will receive it. I mean, that's what other Bible passages say. And yes, it is true that that is what other Bible verses say. However, a key thing here is the why. And here it says, because we are asking with wrong motives. We're asking for things that will only give us more and more pleasure. And in reality, receiving more and more pleasure really isn't beneficial for anyone, no matter how good it seems. It then says, "You adulterous people, you unfaithful people. Don't you know that the friendship with the world means enmity against God?" Here it's saying, again, that we need to be careful for what we ask for, because a lot of the times we're asking worldly things, materialistic things. However, here it is warning us to be careful to be friends with the world, because being friends with the world tends to lead to being enemies with God. You can't really be friends with both. You can't be friends with the world and be friends with God. So that is why it is important that we choose to be friends with God. As it ends with, "Therefore, anyone who chooses to be a friend of the world becomes an enemy of God." I don't know about you, but I never want to become an enemy of the Lord. I would literally lose every good thing in my life. Any good thing that we have in our lives is gone, and we'd be all by ourselves. So one really important key on asking for things from God is that we should ask for God for whatever He wants for us. That is one way for sure that we will receive the best when we ask God for it. Because God is the only one who knows what's the best for us. God will never give us anything that won't be beneficial for us. And yes, this might mean that God might throw us to some challenges. However, at the end of the day, those challenges will help us to develop character. They will help us to become better and grow spiritually and be closer to Him. So stop asking God for so many materialistic things. Stop looking for your desires and your pleasures. Stop asking God for that. And stop being a friend of the world. Because the fact that we're asking God a lot of the times for materialistic things or people, that's a big sign that we're friends with the world. Instead, be friends with God. And you can definitely be friends with God and receive the best by asking God to give you whatever He wants. Be open, be patient. You'll be pleasantly surprised that God gives us blessings that are much better than anything we would ever ask from Him. Continue meditating on this topic and tell God, "Speak to me, O Lord, for your servant is listening."